From the moment you first held your child in your arms, you likely felt a connection that transcended words, a recognition so deep it seemed to come from somewhere beyond this lifetime. This profound bond between parent and child is no accident, no random biological occurrence. It is, as ancient wisdom teaches us, a sacred contract between souls that spans across time and dimensions. Throughout history, spiritual traditions have acknowledged that the parent-child relationship represents one of the most significant karmic connections we experience in our human journey. These souls don't simply appear in our lives by chance. They come with purpose, carrying unfinished business, lessons to teach, or love to restore. One of the most fascinating perspectives on this parent-child bond comes from the renowned American clairvoyant Cayce, who detailed how souls select their parents based on specific spiritual needs and karmic patterns that require healing or completion. According to these teachings, long before conception occurs in the physical realm, an intricate planning process takes place on the spiritual plane. This perspective invites us to consider a profound truth. Your child may have been connected to your soul in previous lifetimes, perhaps as a parent, sibling, friend, or even an adversary. The roles reverse and transform across lifetimes, but the souls remain connected through an invisible thread of karma that pulls them back together to continue their shared spiritual journey. Think about it. Have you ever looked into your child's eyes and felt a strange familiarity that goes beyond the present moment? Have you ever wondered why certain patterns of interaction feel eerily familiar, as if you've danced this dance before? These moments of déjà vu aren't merely psychological curiosities. They're glimpses into the timeless nature of your soul connection. Parents often report knowing their children on a level that defies logical explanation, sensing their needs before they express them, feeling their pain from a distance, or intuitively understanding aspects of their personality that haven't yet fully manifested. This isn't just the result of biological bonding. It's the resonance of souls that have traveled together before. The invisible bond that connects you with your child was forged long before birth certificates and legal documents declared your relationship. It was established in the realm where souls make agreements, where karmic debts are acknowledged, and where opportunities for growth are recognized and embraced. When we view parenthood through this lens, it transforms from a biological function or social role into a profound spiritual journey. Each challenge becomes meaningful, each conflict purposeful, and each moment of connection sacred. Your child isn't simply a younger human entrusted to your care. They are a soul with whom you've made a pact to grow together, to heal together, and perhaps to resolve what remained unfinished in previous shared lifetimes. The invisible bond between parent and child is the universe's most elegant system for soul evolution. It ensures that we don't journey alone, that our karmic lessons come packaged in relationships that matter deeply to us, motivating us to do the difficult work of spiritual growth when we might otherwise resist. When your child displays a talent that neither parent possesses, demonstrates wisdom beyond their years, or shows an inexplicable fear with no apparent cause, you may be witnessing the evidence of past life connections manifesting in the present. The soul carries memories, talents, and unresolved issues across the threshold of birth, bringing with it the accumulated experiences of many lifetimes. Throughout human history, cultures across the globe have recognized this phenomenon. From Tibet's tradition of identifying reincarnated lamas to indigenous beliefs about ancestral spirits returning through newborns, the understanding that souls cycle back to continue their journey has persisted. This wisdom suggests that your child may have been someone significant in your previous existence, now returning to continue a soul contract that transcends a single lifetime. Consider the child who feels inexplicably drawn to a certain culture, historical period, or location they've never experienced in this life, or the one who forms an immediate, powerful bond with a grandparent they've just met, as if reuniting with a beloved friend. These are not merely curiosities, but glimpses into the tapestry of interconnected lives that your souls have shared. Research into children's past life memories, conducted by psychiatrists like Dr. Ian Stevenson and Dr. Jim Tucker at the University of Virginia, has documented thousands of cases where young children accurately recall details of previous incarnations. descriptions of homes they've never seen, knowledge of distant relatives, and even the circumstances of their former death. These memories typically fade as children integrate more fully into their current life, but they offer compelling evidence that the soul's journey extends far beyond a single lifetime. The parent-child relationship often reveals itself as a continuation rather than a beginning. You may find yourself instinctively understanding your child's needs or struggles in ways that surprise you. This intuitive knowing often stems from having known this soul before, perhaps in a different relationship. The mother who finds herself inexplicably patient with one child's particular quirk while struggling with another's may be responding to the echo of a previous connection. "We choose our parents," went a saying from ancient spiritual traditions. This perspective suggests that souls deliberately select the circumstances of their birth based on what they need to learn or resolve. Your child may have chosen you specifically because your strengths, weaknesses, or life circumstances provide the perfect environment for their soul's growth. Similarly, something in your soul recognized and welcomed this particular child's energy, knowing on a deep level that you belong together in this lifetime. The karmic entanglements between parent and child can manifest as immediate, powerful love, or as challenging dynamics that push both to grow. The child who constantly triggers your unresolved issues may be doing so by divine design, offering you an opportunity to heal wounds you might otherwise have avoided confronting. Likewise, your parenting challenges may be precisely what your child's soul needs to overcome patterns from previous incarnations. This perspective invites us to approach parenthood with reverence and curiosity. When difficulties arise, we might ask, what is being healed here? What lesson are we both learning? What ancient agreement is being fulfilled through this challenge? Rather than seeing problems as random hardships, we can recognize them as purposeful encounters on the soul's journey. In the silent moments when you watch your sleeping child, you may sense this ancient connection, a feeling that you've known each other forever, that you're picking up a conversation that began long ago. This isn't sentimental imagination, but the recognition of a profound truth. The souls now expressing themselves as parent and child have danced together before and will likely dance together again in different forms across the vastness of eternity. The return of bonds from past lives doesn't diminish the uniqueness of your current relationship. It enriches it with depth and purpose. Your child isn't a blank slate or merely a product of genetics and environment, but a complex soul with whom you share a history that stretches beyond the boundaries of this lifetime. Have you ever looked at your child and seen yourself reflected back in startling clarity? Not just physical resemblances, but the same struggles, fears, and patterns that have defined your own journey. This is no coincidence. In the spiritual understanding of parent-child relationships, children often embody the unresolved karma of their parents, becoming living mirrors that reflect back what needs healing in our own souls. This mirroring can manifest in countless ways. The parent who struggles with anger management may find themselves raising a child with explosive temper tantrums. The mother who never felt heard in her family of origin might have a child who refuses to listen. The father who buried his artistic talents due to practical concerns may have a child who shows remarkable creative gifts that demand nurturing. These reflections aren't random. They're precise karmic echoes designed to bring awareness to what remains unhealed within us. This concept appears throughout spiritual traditions. In Buddhist philosophy, it's understood that souls group together across lifetimes to work through shared karma. Hindu traditions speak of samskaras, deep impression patterns carried from one life to another until resolved. Even in Western psychological frameworks, we recognize how family systems tend to recreate themselves generation after generation until someone becomes conscious enough to break the cycle. "Your children are not your children," wrote poet Khalil Gibran. "They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself." This profound insight reminds us that our children come through us, not from us. They arrive with their own karmic blueprint, which mysteriously and perfectly intersects with our own unfinished spiritual business. The universe operates with this exquisite intelligence, bringing together souls whose lessons complement each other. Consider the parent who experiences a health crisis similar to what they witnessed in their own parent, or the child who develops the exact insecurities that the parent has spent a lifetime trying to overcome. These aren't cruel cosmic jokes, but invitations to heal ancestral patterns that have persisted across generations. When we recognize these mirrors, we can approach them with awareness rather than unconscious reactivity. The most challenging children often turn out to be our greatest spiritual teachers. The child who pushes every button you possess is revealing precisely where your buttons are located. The teenager who rebels against your authority may be challenging beliefs you inherited without question. The sensitive child who seems overwhelmed by the world might be showing you parts of yourself you learned to suppress long ago. Each difficulty presents an opportunity to heal not just for this lifetime, but for the lineage you represent. According to the readings of Cayce, these karmic mirrors serve a higher purpose. They allow souls to work through unresolved issues in the laboratory of family life. The parent-child relationship provides an intensity of emotion and commitment that creates the perfect conditions for soul growth. We cannot easily walk away from our children as we might from other relationships, forcing us to face our shadows and grow beyond our limitations. This mirroring works in both directions. Just as children reflect parents' unresolved karma, parents often embody the exact challenges their children need to overcome. The overly critical father might be precisely what the people-pleasing soul needs to learn healthy boundaries. The emotionally distant mother might provide the environment needed for an overly attached soul to develop independence. In this dance of mutual reflection, both parent and child have opportunities to evolve. When we approach parenting with this understanding, difficult moments transform from frustrations to revelations. The child's behavior that triggers irrational anger in you points directly to where healing is needed. The personality trait that you find hardest to accept in your child may be the disowned aspect of yourself crying for integration. These mirrors aren't punishments, but invitations to wholeness. Many parents report a profound shift when they begin viewing their children through this karmic lens. Rather than seeing themselves as victims of difficult circumstances or challenging children, they recognize the divine orchestration at work. The exact difficulties they face are precisely what their souls signed up for, not as punishment, but as pathways to liberation from old patterns. This perspective doesn't absolve parents of responsibility. Quite the opposite. It calls us to even greater awareness and conscious action. When we recognize that our children are mirroring our unresolved karma, we understand that the greatest gift we can offer them is our own healing. As we work through our issues, we simultaneously lighten the karmic load our children must carry. When you embarked on the journey of parenthood, you likely considered the practical aspects, the financial responsibilities, the time commitment, the lifestyle changes. What many fail to recognize is that beyond these earthly considerations lies a profound spiritual mission, one that your soul consciously accepted before you ever held your child in your arms. Parenthood is not merely a biological function or social role. It is a sacred calling, a spiritual assignment of the highest order. From the perspective of soul evolution, becoming a parent represents one of the most significant opportunities for growth available in the human experience. It is a path that will challenge every aspect of your being, reveal your deepest shadows, and offer unprecedented opportunities for transformation. The spiritual traditions of humanity have long recognized this truth. In ancient Hindu texts, becoming a parent is described as one of life's essential dharmas or spiritual duties. Native American wisdom speaks of children as loans from the Creator, entrusted to parents for safekeeping. Across cultures and centuries, the understanding persists that parenthood serves a purpose far beyond the continuation of the species. It is a vehicle for soul evolution. This spiritual mission begins with the recognition that you and your child chose each other. Before birth, on the soul level, agreements were made. Your child's soul, with its unique karmic needs and evolutionary goals, selected you, with your particular strengths, weaknesses, and life circumstances, as the optimal parent for its journey. Similarly, something in your soul recognized and welcomed this specific child, understanding on a deep level that together, you would catalyze each other's growth in ways neither could achieve alone. Consider how parenthood systematically dismantles the ego. Sleep deprivation, constant demands, and the relentless surrender of personal desires create conditions similar to those sought by spiritual seekers in monasteries and retreats. The difference? There's no escaping back to normal life when the retreat ends. Parenthood is a 24/7 spiritual practice that continues for decades, gradually transforming your consciousness if you approach it with awareness. One of the most profound aspects of this spiritual mission is the opportunity to transcend self-centeredness. The radical act of caring for another human being more than yourself, being willing to sacrifice comfort, sleep, personal ambitions, even your own life if necessary, creates an alchemical transformation within. Through this sustained sacrifice, the smaller self begins to dissolve, making way for a more expansive identity that includes the welfare of others as essential to your own. Every parent faces moments of absolute helplessness, situations where, despite your best efforts, you cannot control outcomes or protect your child from pain. These moments serve as powerful spiritual initiations, teaching the fundamental lessons of surrender, faith, and trust in something greater than your individual will. Through these experiences, parents often develop a relationship with the divine that transcends intellectual understanding, rooted instead in lived experience. The daily practice of parenthood also offers unparalleled opportunities to develop virtues that spiritual traditions have extolled for millennia: patience, compassion, forgiveness, perseverance, and unconditional love. These qualities aren't abstract concepts for parents, but necessary tools for daily survival. With each diaper changed mindfully, each tantrum weathered with compassion, each mistake forgiven, parents engage in spiritual practice as profound as any formal meditation. According to spiritual teacher Ram Dass, children are spiritual beings who have temporarily taken on a child's body. This perspective invites us to approach parenting with reverence, recognizing that we've been entrusted with guiding an eternal soul through a critical phase of its journey. We are not merely raising children, we are participating in the evolution of consciousness itself. This mission extends beyond the individual parent-child relationship to encompass ancestral healing. Through conscious parenting, you have the opportunity to break generational patterns, heal family karma, and create new possibilities, not just for your child, but for all who will follow. In this way, parenthood becomes a form of service to the collective evolution of humanity. The spiritual mission of parenthood culminates in the ultimate paradox. After years of the most intense connection and care, your task is to let go completely. Unlike other spiritual paths that might emphasize attachment to a teacher or tradition, parenthood demands that you pour everything into a relationship designed to end in separation. This final release, supporting your child's complete independence, represents one of life's most profound spiritual practices. When understood in this light, every aspect of parenthood takes on deeper meaning. Sleepless nights become opportunities for developing presence. Power struggles become invitations to examine your relationship with control. Witnessing your child's suffering becomes a gateway to compassion that extends beyond your immediate family to all beings. Nothing is wasted. Everything serves the evolution of consciousness. This is why your son or daughter truly is your karma, not as punishment, but as your greatest opportunity for spiritual awakening. They have come as your most important teacher, your most challenging guru, and your most profound path to liberation. Has this spiritual perspective on parenthood resonated with your own journey? If these insights have touched your heart or sparked recognition, take a moment to subscribe to this channel for more profound wisdom that connects ancient spiritual truths to your everyday life. Your subscription ensures you won't miss our upcoming explorations of life's deepest mysteries. Share your own experiences in the comments below. How have you witnessed karma at work in your relationship with your children? What moments of recognition have you experienced? Your story may be exactly what another parent needs to hear today to make sense of their own spiritual journey. Remember, in sharing our wisdom, we help each other evolve. Subscribe now, join our conscious community, and let's continue this sacred conversation together.